Mkhwanazi, and rose from humble beginnings to become a prominent youth leader within the ANC. From his early days in the Congress of South African Students, he showed a deep-seated commitment to justice and social upliftment. His political journey led him to the University of South Africa to study law, and by June 2011, he had been elected Secretary General of the ANC Youth League, a prestigious role that aligned him closely with then-President Julius Malema. Yet, Sindiso's outspoken stance soon ignited controversy. In August 2011, he joined in sharp criticism of Malusi Gigaba, accusing the minister of aligning with imperialists and betraying the Youth League's radical economic vision. This public defiance triggered disciplinary action. His membership in the ANC was suspended, following a protracted appeals process that stretched to April 2012, ultimately reinstating him a year later. Despite the setback, Sindiso emerged from suspension as a defiant and principled leader. He remained loyal to the ideals that defined his earlier career and to Malema. By 2016, Sindiso had returned to public office with renewed purpose. He was elected as a proportional representation councillor in his hometown's Umzimkhulu local municipality. It was here that his moral resolve faced its greatest test. Sindiso detected suspicious inflations and opaque tender deals surrounding a municipal memorial hall project, where the claimed expenses of 16 million rand sharply exceeded the reported work done. With unwavering resolve, he became a whistleblower, demanding transparency and accountability. He joined forces with fellow councillor Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, triggering council-level and provincial investigations. Yet his unwavering integrity came at a price. Factions within the municipality, threatened by exposure, watched Sindiso's resolve with growing alarm. In the charged political climate of KwaZulu-Natal, where Zulu, factional power plays, and municipal tenders are deeply intertwined, standing up blind flashes of corruption meant confronting forces that could, and eventually would, strike back violently.
They sent him back to the village. They knew he was not going to tolerate corruption. And when he started fighting corruption, those rank and files who are rooted in corruption then took his life. Magaqa told me when I met him in Mzimkhulu that there is a group of hitmen and criminals who take a blank tender document to a municipal manager and say to a municipal manager, you are going to fill this tender document for me. I do not have a tax clearance, and you are going to give me that tender of building the road, and it will happen. Because if the municipal manager wouldn't do that, then they are going to kill that municipal manager. Those are the things that Magaqa was fighting against in that rotten municipality, in that rotten province of the ANC. I told him many times to leave the ANC, to come and be the national organizer of the EFF, because I knew he loved the ground. I knew he loved working with ordinary people on the ground. And he had agreed with me, and he said, let me go and speak to my wife and my mother. This is done, I'm coming. I was still waiting for him, and this happened. I would have saved his life. I had a duty to save his life.
On a quiet evening in July 2017, the streets of Umzimkhulu carried an uneasy stillness. Councillor Sindiso, along with two ANC colleagues, Jabulile Musia and Nontsikelelo Mafa, had just returned from a council meeting. Driving through the streets in his Mercedes-Benz, Sindiso was unaware that a hit squad was already in position. Suddenly, gunfire shattered the calm. Automatic rifles riddled the car with bullets. Musia and Mafa were critically injured, but Sindiso bore the brunt of the ambush. He was hit several times but survived the initial attack. The nation held its breath as he was rushed to hospital, stabilized, and eventually moved to Durban's Inkosi Albert Luthuli Central Hospital. For weeks, hope flickered. Sindiso showed signs of recovery. But then, on the 4th of September 2017, he succumbed, not directly to the bullets, but to complications from his wounds, including infections doctors could not contain. His death devastated a generation of activists and exposed the frightening reality of politically motivated assassinations in South Africa's local government structures. Investigations began, but progress was slow, hampered by factional politics, fear among witnesses, and a deep-rooted culture of silence. For years, speculation swirled around who had ordered the hit. Some whispered about tender corruption. Others feared the involvement of high-ranking political figures. On March 18, 2019, a politically charged court case unfolded at the Umzimkhulu Magistrates Court, where senior ANC KwaZulu-Natal leader Mkhwanazi Ndobe appeared alongside 3 co-accused in connection with the 2017 assassination of Sindiso Magaqa Ndobe, who at the time was serving as mayor of the Harry Gwala District Municipality and ranked 3rd on the ANC's KwaZulu-Natal provincial list for the May 8, 2019 national elections, stood accused alongside Zwelibanzi Sikosana, the municipal manager of the same district municipality, Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, a local businessman, and Sibonelo Mayeza, a former member of the South African Police Service's Tactical Response Team, TRT. During the attack, Sindiso and 2 fellow councillors Nontsikelelo Mafu and Jabulile Masiya were shot. While Mafu and Masiya survived their injuries, Sindiso succumbed to his wounds on September 4, 2017, nearly 2 months after the shooting. The court proceedings on March 18, 2019, were heavily guarded by members of the Hawks National Task Team, which had been investigating a wave of political killings in the province. The courtroom was packed, and tensions were high, as supporters of both Sindiso and the accused gathered outside. Members of opposition parties also demonstrated outside the court, expressing outrage at the political violence plaguing KwaZulu-Natal. Inside the courtroom, prosecutor Shohana Moodley informed the court that the accused faced charges of premeditated murder and attempted murder, both Schedule 6 offenses under South African law. This meant the accused would have to present exceptional circumstances to be considered for bail. The 4 men were not asked to plead and were remanded in custody until March 25, 2019, when their bail applications were scheduled to be heard. Moodley also revealed that a 5th suspect had turned state witness and was not appearing alongside the others. Additional suspects were reportedly still under investigation at the time. The murder of Sindiso had sent shockwaves through the political landscape. His allies had long maintained that he was assassinated because of his efforts to expose corruption in the Umzimkhulu local municipality, specifically regarding the refurbishment of the Umzimkhulu Memorial Hall. Originally budgeted at 4 million rand, the project's cost had ballooned to 37 million rand, raising suspicions of embezzlement and fraud. Sindiso, along with other councillors including the late Kaya Tobela, who was also murdered, had been openly critical of the project and had called for investigations. His death became a tragic symbol of the dangers faced by whistleblowers in South African politics, particularly in provinces where factionalism and corruption were deeply entrenched. Despite the gravity of the charges, the case would take unexpected turns in the months to follow, including the controversial withdrawal of charges against some of the accused.
Breaking news, charges have been provisionally withdrawn against the Harry Gwala District Municipality Mayor Mkhwanazi Ndobe. He appeared in the Umzimkhulu Magistrates Court today in connection with the murder of former ANC Youth League Secretary General Sindiso Magaqa.
And after that, it's either we will convene a joint media briefing with my legal team as well as the ANC leadership, or they will allow me to conduct a media briefing in details alone. So for now, thank you. Thank you.
Just one question, Babundobe. How do you think these cases are a political conspiracy against your persona or anything?
All I can say is that my name has been tarnished for wrong reasons, and I don't know what are the motives for that. But I will consult with the ANC leadership on the issue.
Did the provincial secretary of the ANC come to you on a matter of asking you to step down from as mayor?
No, he didn't, but we have been communicating. Actually, I must take the opportunity and thank the ANC leadership, NEC members who have given me support, PEC members who have given me support, and all the branches of the ANC and the society at large. I am really humbled with the support that I've received. Thank you.
On June 2025, it was reported that Sibusiso, one of the 4 men charged in the 2017 assassination Sindiso, had pleaded guilty and delivered a detailed confession that implicated senior political figures, a former journalist, and members of the police in the deadly conspiracy. In his 13-page plea agreement, Sibusiso laid bare the anatomy of a politically motivated killing, one rooted in fear that Sindiso was about to expose corruption involving a municipal tender in Umzimkhulu. He claimed that the hit team was initially paid 120,000 rand, with the promise of a 1 million rand tender as a reward. However, while in prison, Sibusiso learned the real value of the hit had been far higher 600,000 rand allegedly paid by Zwelipansi Skosana, the then city manager of Umzimkhulu, and Maluleki Ndobe, the former mayor and a powerful figure within the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. Sibusiso stated that Skosana and Ndobe had not only arranged for the payment, but also promised a further 500,000 rand to keep the accused from turning on each other in prison. According to the confession, Nhlanhla, a former journalist and communications official with eThekwini municipality, was tasked with collecting this money. Sibusiso recounted how the group met several times in Durban, where they were briefed on their target Sindiso, who was reportedly about to blow the whistle on a corrupt municipal tender. The team was shown Sindiso's photo and home and traveled to Umzimkhulu in a Mercedes-Benz, while others followed in a red BMW. Their first attempt was called off due to the presence of a police escort following Sindiso's car. But on July 13, 2017, they returned. As Sindiso sat in a parked car near a local car wash with 2 colleagues, the hit squad opened fire. Sindiso was critically injured and later died from complications in hospital. One of the most disturbing parts of Sibusiso's confession was his claim that the weapons used, including an AK-47, and the vehicle were supplied by police officers. He said they were reassured by one of their co-accused, Jabulani Madunge, that members of crime intelligence had been instructed to ensure they would not be stopped or arrested on the road. According to Sibusiso, at least 20,000 rand from the payment was handed directly to a police officer to facilitate this protection. While Sibusiso's plea provided explosive new insight into the murder, some of the key figures he named would never stand trial. Maluleki Ndobe, the former mayor of Umzimkhulu, and a prominent ANC leader who had once served as deputy speaker of the KwaZulu-Natal legislature, died on the 6th of November 2020. He was found at his home in Durban, dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in what was reported as a suicide. At the time of his death, Ndobe had been battling cancer and was undergoing chemotherapy. Though he had been charged in the Sindiso case years earlier, charges were later dropped due to lack of evidence. Sibusiso's confession has reignited public outrage over the assassination and the broader issue of political killings in South Africa. The Sindiso case, long mired in delays, denials, and dismissed charges, now stands as a brutal example of the intersection between politics, violence, and impunity. It also raises deeper questions. How many more public officials were complicit? And how far does the rot of corruption truly go?
Intenzeka lapha mangikhumbula kahle naya wangibrifa umyeza nase ngiya kulanda ngijwayele mina kusukela kudala yeah so wayesengichazela ukuthi kodwa wayesengixoxela njengomuntu engimaziyo nje sisizwana nje kakhulu namanje sisezwana so wangixoxela ukuthi ayena akangene kangakanani kulento futhi yini acabanga ukuthi iyamfaka then washo ukuthi awuhlangene negenge wagcina ethola ukuthi ayakithi yabo then ke base bayaxoxa ngale ndlela njengoba la uxoxa so wayesethi ngoba yona into abazoyizama ngoba phela naye sengenile kulento into abazoyizama eyokuthi ufakwe ilokuzana inkece endaweni eyodwa bazoyifaka kimi then ke mina ke sobe sengiyihlukanisa ngokwenu yabo then
yakhuluma ngathi ngo-300
yes wasekhuluma ngale ndoda yasezansi ke kamasipala ukuthi I know nayo khona ezokufaka kanti la iphambane khona babengayixoxile nale ndoda yasezansi kamasipala. Then uma sebexoxa kanti le ndoda le umpofana usehambe phambili ukuthi wonke ama resources abazowadinga even imali ayifakwe kubona kuyena umpofana ngoba bila ngathola khona ukuthi bahlobene nompofana yabo so ilayo nakala khona ke into ngoba bathi mabevumelana naye ngokungazi ukuthi azivumelananga kanjalo wagcina eyiyekela futhi umuntu wayezoba nama resources amaningi uye lo baba loya then bagcina bevele beyifaka kumpofana then ke la ngathola late
yathatha usu imali waphela impofana sisejela manje engididayo ke mfowethu zayikhuluma siphelele sonke ngifuna izwe kahle ukuthi nje mfowethu le ndoda yakhuluma kukhona umpofana emithingisela ejele kukhona umpofana kukhona lo masipala kukhona yena yathi le ndoda bafana senibekezele kakhulu nengithwalile abantu befuna ukungiqomba phansi yabo so ngiyabona la kuliwa nami uqobo mina bafana nikwazile ukubekezela ngizocela ukuthi ngikhiphe kunemali ezosuka eGoli wasichaza ethi nemali unomuntu ozoxhasa eGoli wathi uzokhipha imali ezofuna andi-bail application yenza ibail mayivala ibail lo mali sihlukanisela nini yabo mina ngangazi ukuthi ibail mhlawumbe izothatha noma 150 yabo lena imali sihlukanisela nini kuyiqeqe mfowethu bahlangana nompofana ngomafoni bayishintsha lento kule mali sinanikezwa
yashintsha ayibona nje bebobabili futhi nami ngaze ngathola late ngoba ngase ngilindele ukuthi hayi nokulungile makhona okufikayo then ngizokudlulisela kinina ngokwemiyalelo nokunikeziwa
yes mfowethu yabona
ukuthi kwagcina ngangena ngalutho so sabe sayihlanganela nenye indala ndoda somewhere washo ukuthi hayi no lento yabo iyajika yama kanjena yabo ngangabe ngisazi kwasho futhi sifikile kulokhuzana kumpofana
uyamsila imali
nale eyomyeza yasho ukuthi hayi bo engathi izinto ijikile manje lama resources asaye kumpofana lutho umpofana akasafuni ukudedela lutho kufanele lize ngakunina ninonke angisazi izizathu sokuthi ngithunya ngedwa mina ngicabanga ukuthi ingoba indlela esazana ngayo nale ndoda akekho umunye umuntu okufanele azi ukuthi sike sahlangana
elicala mfowethu likhulu mfowethu ukuthi kungathiwa mfowethu thina imindeni ethi yahlupheka sinalutho manje ngamzamaza amthola efonini ngisamthola engcingweni uyabona lento sobahlungu bafowethu gcineni ngoba uma sengisuka ngimina mhla ka14 ngifika ngitshela mina abafana bangakithi omngeza noNxalana ukuthi madoda leli icala sengikhathelele lona bengicela umqondo ngeke ngize ngishaya strong phela mina ejele ngendaba yabanye abantu abahleli ngabafazi babo once batshelwa yimina abafuna bahlonipha mina batshelwa yimina labafuthi ngathi mina ababoshwe labafuna boboshwe bephele khona konke abanako manje nakho ngoba mfowethu uyakwazi ukusondela kule ndoda leyanto dino umqondo yacabanga mfowethu awukhulume naye ukuthi mfowethu le ndoda le eyathatha imali ukuthi ukuthi ngoba phela umpofana esesejele imali ovuyasakhe sokwenza futhi umpofana watshela ukuthi singanikezwe imali ekubeni kodwa le ndoda leyo sesithume kuyona lebi phezulu kamasipala be-district iyayitshele thina endlebeni babengamfikisa ngani phambi kwesiport ukuthi le mali ngekulunga ukuthi uyithole into oyinja kakhulu uyinja kakhulu futhi futhi wabo thina manje kwethu siyahlupheka la ejele asinikwa ngamani ngeke bese sizicala ukukhuluka ngako imindeni ethi ihlupheke mfuthu makodwa kamnyezo usahamba ohlala ngisho kwethu elokushini
ihlungayo into yakhona
kodwa ngibe ngilanda ukuthi uma uyithola
yake
ukubeka nje igcwala umlomo uthi mina mfowethu uma ngicela umkhumbi uculisa wonke umkhumbi naye mina ngongqongo uyotshela inkantolo yena ukuthi akahlangene kanjani ecala imali ethi uzosinika yona yani phela mfowethu awekho umuntu ozolokhuzana lo munye umuntu mfowethu nathi sineyingane